What's up, internet? My name's Ori. It is Sunday, September 21st, day number 76 inside the Big Brother house. We are just 1 week away from crowning our winner of the season. It was a slow day yesterday, but quickly turned into a drunken call-out session. Because when you've got nothing left to lose, you might as well go out swinging. Let's talk about that, plus all the Intel drama and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Speaking of, we will have a watch party tonight. For our episode, we'll see the HOH competition and the nominations. Like I said, we are just a week away from finale. So it's going to be a good time. Make sure you come on out for that. Little bit of a recap for you. If you haven't been keeping up with everything going on in the double eviction, Kelly left first after Lauren won the blockbuster competition, only for Morgan to win the HOH and nominate Lauren and Keanu. Keanu then went on to win the power of veto, and Ava was put up as the replacement nominee, leaving Lauren to be the second person evicted that night. After a live endurance HOH competition on the feeds, which was won by Vince, in a fast-paced day, Keanu and Ava were put on the block, and just a few hours later, Morgan won the power of veto. The unique eviction is still yet to happen. There was some confusion on that, as the house guests thought maybe it was even going to be an instant eviction. We still have not seen any of that take place. We know the episode will air on Wednesday, but like I said, we've got a tight schedule here. Finale is quickly approaching. When will this take place? We will see. And we went from, like I said yesterday, a packed day with nominations and veto to a very slow, a very slow day yesterday. Mostly just sleeping and napping, little chats here and there, but nothing too major was going on. We did have Morgan confirm to Keanu that she's not using the veto on him. And he said he didn't expect her to either. We also had Vince and Morgan having their little chats, and Vince is starting to have a little, a little bit of a crisis of consciousness, right? He's starting to doubt himself more and more as the game comes closer to an end. And he says, "I think I played a really bad game. I've hurt a lot of feelings, like so many people's feelings I've hurt." And Morgan's like, Vince, I'm not even going to allow you to go down that rabbit hole. Like, just let's study. Let's just study for this upcoming competition. And Vince is like, I'm just worried that no one's gonna want to talk to me outside of this. Everyone's gonna hate me. They're gonna hate me, and it is what it is. And Morgan's like, Vince, just reel it back in. Let's focus on studying for the days, because we need to worry about winning this veto competition that's gonna be coming up. And Vince is like, all I'm gonna say is I played a terrible game and I don't deserve any of this. Vince also was joking with Morgan, saying that people are probably saying, how are they winning these competitions on 3 hours sleep? I actually am kind of wondering that a little bit myself, as having to do these daily updates on 3 hours of sleep has not been easy either. Vince and Morgan, I blame you. Vince also, though, alone says he needs to win this last veto competition and the last HOH competition so he can decide who he takes to the final two. Is Vince really thinking that maybe he needs to cut Morgan to win? We will see. Eventually, though, we did get a booze delivery. BB was like, listen, these guys need to be woken up. Let's get them some alcohol. Everyone woke up real quick. And we had some fun, kind of chill hangouts going on. They were talking about life, random stuff. But then, the season and competition and game secrets started to come out. For example, the whole situation with Zach being the one to rat out that Riley was going to nominate Mickey and Ashley and all of them. And that's why Mickey ended up using her power. That all came out. We had Ashley clocking Vince for how much he was coaching Lauren about, what her pitch should be. And she was like, yeah, her arguments just were totally different. Everyone was talking about how one of their favorite parts of the season was how everyone was just lying to Mickey about her staying. At one point, Vince was like, the best alliance of the season was the whole damn house. Keanu, though, he starts roasting and really going in on Vince, talking about his OTEV performance. He was like, bro, you were looking for an Adrian piece, and it was right there in front of you. He was like, Adrian! He was like, bro, it's right there in front of you. Morgan's dying laughing. She thinks this is the funniest thing in the world. Started calling him out about how he threw the balance beam HOH competition, which was kind of like in teams. And Keanu's like, I knew you threw that so that I didn't win it. Like, you know, I knew you knew who my noms were gonna be. I know you threw it. Just remember I forgave you for that as well. Ava was yapping about how she didn't know that the hamster wheel, like how it worked, or that people even wanted to go first. And then she's like, Rachel and Keanu, you guys were like yelling at me. I was like, I mean, if you want to go, then go. I don't understand. And she also talked about how she had a fake alliance with Rachel and it didn't really mean anything. We also had Ashley, who kind of wandered off and fell asleep in the little wine lounge area. And Morgan, she started to get kind of angry at Keanu for just kind of messing up the chill night they were having. And it was getting kind of awkward with him going in on Vinny. So she kind of left to go find Ashley, and she was like, "Yeah, it's kind of a mess in there. It's going crazy. Keanu's going nuts." So Morgan went back, and then Ashley said to us, like, "Ooh, the drama. I'm stirring the pot. Let's go plant some seeds." So Ashley rejoins the conversation and she starts getting into it with Keanu, you know, because Keanu starts saying like he was working with Rachel and they were working for each other and, you know, they were so close. And Ashley's like, listen, you weren't really Rachel's number one. She didn't need you. And Keanu's just like, you don't know anything, Ashley. And Ashley's like, listen, Keanu, you're the one who doesn't know anything. Like, everyone's talking about how, you know, you're always expecting people just to do whatever you want. And it just doesn't work like that. Like, come on now. There's no, you know, if Rachel doesn't owe you anything, she didn't need you. You weren't her number one in the game. Like, what are we doing here, Keanu? Keanu actually also tells Keanu that Rachel, you know, she did like him, but you know what, Keanu, like, she was upset that you tried to get her up. And Keanu's like, yeah, you know what? Blame Vince and Morgan for that one, for telling her I was pitching. And then Keanu says to Vince, he's like, yeah, you know what though, Vince? Person you chose, they're getting hot right at the right time anyway. And then Keanu says, everyone is in the kitchen, right? Like everyone's just hanging out. They're all just, you know, drinking their wine, having a good time. And Keanu says to Vince, right in front of everyone in the kitchen, yeah, that's why, Vince, you're only getting second place. Unless you win that final veto and evict Morgan. The jaws drop. Ashley is like, Ava is like, why can't we just have a nice night where I get to enjoy my cheese dip? Everyone is like, what? That's pretty much the highlight where like things kind of peaked. Everything kind of started to die down after that because they were like, well, that's the mic drop right there. Keanu literally telling Vince that he cannot win and only get second place unless he evicts Morgan in front of the entire house, just all sitting there. Absolutely amazing. We do end up getting Ashley and Keanu kind of patching things up and apologizing for getting so heated. And Ashley actually says it was a lot to do over Ava's fakeness and how she was acting with Rachel. Keanu goes on more rants about Vince and how he's going to lose. Meanwhile, like Vince is just kind of on the stairs, just like, ooh, like, just all in his feels. Ashley hopes that, you know, she can win the next HOH and have actually some control. And Keanu just says that, you know, Vince has said that Ashley hasn't done shit in this house. And then Ashley, you know, if for, you know, her bet, the best bet is, you know, make sure you are having control because they are not going to have your best interest in heart. Ashley says that, you know, what if that's her strategy of just playing dumb and not doing anything. And Keanu just said, listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to reward an honest game, not somebody who's been lying to me. like him. Eventually, though, they all kind of went about their day. They went about their night. They were all kind of napping. It was Morgan's birthday at midnight, so they kind of gathered to sing for that. But eventually, they kind of, just split off to go do their thing, start kind of heading to bed. Morgan went and she was starting to kind of clean up, and her and Vince were chatting, and she asked, like, "Hey, have you talked to Ashley about what she would do with that Final Four veto?" And Vince says, "Yeah, I don't think she's going to be picking me." She said it was so hard because it's Ava that would be the other, person. Morgan said, "Ooh, that's interesting." And they start wondering, like, we really need to win this thing, don't we? Morgan even says, like, maybe I can even kind of threaten Ashley. Like, maybe I could say, like, if she voted out Vince, like, she would lose her vote if Morgan's not sitting next to her in the final two. So yeah, they're really worried about this upcoming veto competition, because that is the most important thing. HOH is great, but it's just safety. It's not the control. The veto is really who chooses who gets to go to the final three and move on to that final three HOH competition. We also ended up getting Morgan telling Vince that she actually thinks that Ava is the accomplice, because she ended up getting a text message before coming on the show that she was not supposed to get. Now, she doesn't elaborate on this. Obviously, it's a very much a production type of thing that you're not allowed supposed to talk about production, right? So she can't really go into too much details about this. All I can say, this is not the first time something like this would have happened. Text messages get sent to the wrong person. Emails have been CC'd to the wrong person, revealing information to other players. It happens, right? Because at the end of the day, these are people just making this show, right? People make mistakes. It's very easy to, send a message to a wrong person or send an email to the wrong email. So stuff like that happens. What Morgan actually got that would make her think that it's Ava who is the accomplice, I'm not 100% sure. But that is something that she had mentioned to Vince. And then they also started to have some conversations, and option one might have been brought up. And Morgan says, I feel like this is so much more than an alliance. And Vince is like, I'm telling you, it's so much more for me. It's so much more. And then it's become clear to me that option one is them talking about some kind of relationship outside of the house after the season, in some sort of code. Vince starts saying, like, if you were a statistician, what percentage would you give me? Oh, by the way, also it wasn't just that he said a statistician. He was like, if you were a statisticianist, if you were a statinist, statinist. I shouldn't make fun. I can't speak either. But he wanted to know what percentage Morgan would give option one. And she said, listen, for obvious reasons, I can't allow myself to even think about it, but it's not zero. It's also not non-existent. And Vince says, would you tell me to my face if it was zero? And Morgan says, I would, but it's not. And Vince says, Morgan, I love you so much. And Morgan says, and oh man, this this is when you know it's bad. Vince, after saying I love you so much, Morgan says, I know, Vinny. The feeling is mutual. She didn't say it back. She didn't say it back, people. That the feeling is mutual is not what you want to hear. Definitely not what you want to hear. She was also going in on him again about keeping Lauren, saying she knows if he had the chance to actually save Lauren and vote to save her, he would do it. Saying, you think I don't know you? You think I don't know your ass after 70 days? They're still kind of going at it. They're up still in the HOH room, chatting every so often, getting up, going to bed, getting up, going to bed, over and over again. So I'm going to kind of wrap it up here. Like I said, we still have not had this eviction. We don't know when it's actually going to take place. Seems like it probably will take place today, but also it seemed like it could take place yesterday and it never ended up happening. I'm still not sure how this is going to affect feeds. I guess technically what they could do, right, is they could wait all the way till Wednesday, have Keanu be voted out on Wednesday, and then Thursday's episode, just kind of do it almost like you do a double eviction where HOH, veto, and the nominations all take place on the episode itself. And that would save a lot of time. But that's also like a lot of quick turnaround for parts 1 and part 2 of the final 3 HOH. So I'm not 100% sure how they're going to be doing this, how they're going to schedule it on out. To me, it makes most sense to have this eviction take place sooner than later, have your HOH start happening, nominations, veto for Thursday's eventual eviction, because again, we still need to have part 1 and part 2 of the final 3 HOH before next Sunday's finale. So there's only a week left here, and we need to have what? One more HOH, another veto, another nomination ceremony, and then part 1 of HOH, part 2 of HOH, as well as 2 evictions, all within the span of a week before we get to finale. So there's a lot that needs to take place. I'm not sure when this is all going to happen, how it's going to affect the feeds, when they'll be down, when they'll be up, but I will keep you updated on everything going on inside that house. Like I said earlier, tonight we have the HOH competition as well as the nomination episode. And then we will have Wednesday's episode, which will have the veto as well as the unique eviction, whatever this might end up being. And then Thursday, we will have HOH veto as well as another eviction, our final eviction before we head on into our finale. Just 1 week away where we will crown the winner of Big Brother 27. So really excited to see how this all plays out. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Like I said, we'll be live here tonight for our watch party for the HOH and nomination episode. Check out all the links to our socials in the pinned comment description down below. You can check out things like our Twitter and our Discord. Our Discord, I've been kind of pumping it a lot this season because we really did a lot of remodeling in there. And it's really nice now where you're able to find all the different spots where you want to chat, whether it's Big Brother, Survivor, other reality shows. You want to post pictures of your pets, or even just what you're cooking for dinner. You want to talk about some sports. You can go on and do that over in the Discord. You can also check out things like the Ori Fund. You can support Oris all around the world. Never required, always appreciated. Seriously, thank you guys as much as I can, because you guys really have made not just the seasons, but this channel and just everything we do here just so amazing. I'm just some goofy dude on the internet. This community that we've built here, that's the Oreos. That is what is really special. And I seriously cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support. We will be back here again tonight for the watch party, and I will see you next time.
One thing you could say about me, I always kept it real.
Hey, you keep it real. But, I mean, but I kept it real too. Maybe people didn't listen to me, but there's a reason they're there and not here, and there's a reason he's going to get second place and not first. So, unless he wins the final veto and takes Morgan out, that's the only way. That is the only way.